my hair as I'm sitting out here.
Well,
I'm going to go.
Live.
You are?
No, you are. Well, yeah, we are. We're live on Facebook.
Hey, everyone.
Tina is in her outdoor office today. So if her hair is blowing, it's because the wind is blowing today. It's so beautiful here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm so excited today to introduce everyone to Tina Garcia. She has, she was one of the originals that made the move over to EXP shortly after I did. And I just cannot wait for her to tell everybody her story, her experience in real estate, and what makes her different. So let's roll.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tina Garcia, and I'm really excited to be here with Holly to talk about EXP and my journey and how I wound up in Charlotte. So you probably can tell from my accent that I'm from the North. I grew up in New Jersey. Sorry, the wind is just a little crazy. And then I relocated with my family to Florida, and I lived in North Miami. And I decided to get my real estate license in Miami, which I did. And I sold in Miami for probably 15 years. And then we decided to make the move to Charlotte. And Charlotte, for me, feels more like home than Florida did, because you have the beautiful trees, and it's just a very pretty state. So when I came here to Charlotte, I decided that there's no way I'm selling real estate. I was done. I was tired. I couldn't take it anymore. And then I got bored. So I got my license, and then I started selling real estate. I began with Keller Williams. And for me, that was a nightmare. I had to leave Keller Williams, and no one told me about EXP. I was hearing about it through various different, being online or hearing from people talking about it. So I did my own research into EXP. And I was liking what I was hearing. So at the time, I had a business partner, and her and I decided to make the move. And my business partner actually invited me to an event, and that's where I met Holly. So I am Holly's easiest recruit. She had to do absolutely nothing to get me to join EXP under her downline.
True story.
So basically, I'm like, "Hi, I'm joining. You're my sponsor." And she was like, "Okay," because Holly is always smiling and always so open and welcoming. So that's how I wound up being with Holly, and it's been really great, and I love it. And she supports me, and we're collectively always throwing ideas out there. And that's how I met Holly. That's how I wound up at EXP, and I am more than happy to be working for this company.
So I think you just said something that was huge, actually you said two things that I really want to touch on. You definitely were one of the easiest recruits for me, because it was a warm introduction. Somebody said, "Hey, y'all should know each other." You were already in the mindset of, "I'm leaving Keller Williams. I don't like it here." And so you had made up in your mind you're making a change.
Yes.
So, sometimes that happens. You meet somebody, you instantly have a connection, and you're like, "Yeah, let's run with this." But I think you said something else that I really would love for you to expand on, which was when you left Miami, you were burnt out. Like, you didn't want to sell real estate. Coming to Charlotte, you were starting over. You didn't have to work. What was it in Miami that just, drove you into the ground?
Selling real estate is just very trying, and the Miami culture is very different than the Charlotte culture. It's very international there. You have to deal with not only the clients, but the other real estate professionals who come from different cultures. So what was frustrating is they really did not know what they were doing, and when it came to selling real estate, because they didn't even understand what the contracts were. So for me, I had to do both sides, and still they got their commission, and I was actually working both sides. And it's just a grind. It's a grind, and it's a grind, and you're out there and you're hustling and you're looking and you're visiting. And, you know, you and I went out and did a couple appointments yesterday, and we're in the car driving to Davidson, to Mount Holly, back to Monroe Road. And then I'm coming back to Waxhaw where I live. So it's a lot of time, so for me, I like EXP for 3 reasons. Okay. The first one, obviously, you sell real estate, but I'm at a point in my career where I'd like to tone that down and not sell so much real estate. The actual stock is what won me over, the stock, because as realtors, we have no 401ks. We don't put money aside because we're always spending more money on marketing to get clients so we can make money. Yeah, we're winding up in the hole all the time. So we don't prepare for our future. We don't have healthcare benefits. And I'm at a point in my life where I want all that. So the stock is a no-brainer. You have a commission, they take 5%, you get a 20% discount. It just sits there. Yes, you have to be vested, but that's what any corporation that you work for. They're not just going to hand you over stock. You have to get vested. So that's what really intrigued me the most, was their stock. Then when they got on the NASDAQ, that it really excited me, because once your stock hits the NASDAQ, it's a great stock, and people are going to be they're going to pay more attention to EXP. Mm-hmm. And then we have the revenue share. And I'm going to be very frank. I have not recruited or done anything with revenue share. I have a couple of people underneath me, but because I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And that's your choice, and that's your decision not to do that. It's hard to recruit realtors. Mm-hmm. It is, because realtors have a different mindset. And they're ready when they're ready to make that decision, not when you want them to make that decision. So I've decided now that I do want to start to recruit, because it is a passive income. If no one's ever had a passive income, it's a wonderful thing, because I'll tell you why. You could be on vacation for 3 weeks and that check's still coming in your mailbox and you're not doing anything. Now, as realtors, if we're not out there selling real estate and we don't have passive income, guess what? We're not making any money. Yep. So that's the beauty of the passive income. And a realtor who is thinking about coming to EXP has to really sit down and look at this business model. How could you not want to have a passive income and not have to sell? Because you don't want to sell real estate for the rest of your life, because it's tiring. You don't have any time to spend with your family. Yeah. So those are my reasons why I came over.
Well, I think that's wonderful. And I want to expand on that a little bit more. You said, about the agent purchase program, which is an opt-in, opt-out. You don't have to do this on every single transaction if you don't want to. You have the ability to say, you know what, I'm going to have an excellent May. I've got all these closings coming in. I'm going to take advantage of this program. I'm going to opt in for the month of May. And with each commission, you can choose to spend 5%, purchase the stock, which is EXPI, I is for international, at a 20% discount. 20% discount. I mean, it's really a no-brainer, like you said. But then if you were to say, you know what, I've purchased a ton of stock in May and I really don't want to in June, you opt back out.
Correct.
You have a small transaction, you want to keep the whole check, opt out. Have a big check, you're like, 20% discount, this is great. It is a forced savings plan, because like you were saying, we don't have a 401k, we don't have a Roth IRA. Every year in February, we're like, oh, taxes. What's in my bank account? Oh crap, I need to go sell some houses so that I can pay my taxes from last year.
Right.
I feel like we have insurance on everything. You have your normal insurance on your house, your car, your health. And then because we don't have, all this other stuff, you're like, well, let me go ahead and get life insurance, umbrella insurance, flood insurance, even though I'm not in a flood zone. You never know. And if something hits, if you don't sell a house and make money. So when you were taking a look at the stock, did you have any other companies or anybody who's really knowledgeable about just stocks in general? take a look.
My husband was a stockbroker in Wall Street for many, many, many years. And
Really?
yeah. And he looked at the stock and he said, okay, it's not bad. It's not great at the time. It was okay. They weren't on the NASDAQ then. But he said, they're showing, because they were making all their reports, because you have to show your earnings and because they're publicly traded. So EXP cannot hide anything that they're doing. They have to be very transparent.
Yeah.
Like most other companies, they don't have to be transparent because they're not a public company. When you're public, everything is transparent. So I know there's times that there are things written in the news that say not good things about EXP, and that's because they're publicly traded, and that's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So my husband was, he looked at the stock and he said, no, it looks good. He says, they're not showing a lot of revenue, but that's okay. They're a young company, and but now they've changed. So the stock has definitely grown. It's definitely become a better stock. It goes up and down like any stock does, depending on the market. So that's really who advised me on the stock. Mm-hmm. So I listened to him. I don't always, but I did.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that your husband was a stockbroker. So he's probably one of the most knowledgeable people to take a look at this.
Yeah. And,
when we came over in February, March of last year, it was, I think the stock was at maybe $8, wasn't it?
No, it was higher. You're right.
Between 8 and 10.
And then one point it was up to like 16, 17, and then it came back down. But, that's just the markets.
Right. I don't know much about
has grown so much that they're starting to show more revenue.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not the person to talk about stocks. I don't know much about it, but what I have now is that opportunity to have some income in the future in the event that I don't want to be busting my tail.
Correct.
Out selling. So let's see. All right, so let's skip to you now. What do you do differently than other real estate agents here locally in Charlotte, North Carolina, and even when you were in Miami, down in Florida selling real estate? What makes Tina?
Well, in Miami, when I sold, real estate was very different. I had a sphere of influence there, and because I'm going into my 18th year of selling real estate, so I had a sphere there. I had client referrals, so it was easy.
For the people that for the people that are watching that aren't realtors, what do you mean sphere?
A sphere is people who you know, friends, family. You sell real estate, you help them out, and they refer somebody, you get clients from them. So that's how I developed my business in Florida. So I did not really have to do much marketing to get myself out there. People knew who I was. They trusted me. They came to me. It was easy. Mm-hmm. And I was also in Miami at the time when the Miami real estate market was totally at the top and insane, where you could put a house literally that was a fixer upper and get $500,000 for it.
Wow.
So yes, it was a crazy time. A lot of pre-construction sales. It was easy. It was just very easy. So then we moved to Charlotte, and I know no one. Absolutely no one, zero, no family, no friends, no anything. And I'm like, okay, Tina, so how are we going to do this here? I have no sphere. I have no family. I have no friends. Yeah. So I had to say, I need to build a pipeline. How is Tina Garcia going to build a pipeline? So I got very heavily into digital marketing, because as everyone knows, and most realtors know as well, that digital marketing is the way to sell real estate today. If you are not on any of the social media, if you're not doing any digital marketing, you are going to have a very difficult time. Mm-hmm. So I lead generate with Facebook ads, video. I do Instagram. To generate business. Mm-hmm. And you could also recruit with digital marketing if you wanted to as well. And then I also like to do first time or home buying seminars because I like to educate people. I've been selling real estate for a very long time. I'm in a new area, but I have a lot of experience, and education to me and value to me is what I bring clients. Is someone, they're going to know exactly what's going to happen from beginning to end of a transaction, because I find most people have no idea. They think they know, but they have no idea. Because what makes me so different is I try to make every transaction smooth, wonderful, and at the end of the day, they get the keys to their house with hardly any bumps in the road, because I like to avoid disasters.
Yeah.
I'm very good at doing that. So that's what makes me different.
Well, I think with 18 years, my camera. Can you hear me or echoing on your end?
What?
You're echoing?
I can hear you, but it goes in and out a little bit.
Mess with the camera. You know, funky. Let me try this. I don't know if this is going to work. Technology works perfectly in my world.
The bad thing about digital marketing.
Yeah, you always, got to try to plan for what's going to happen. And, well, I think you said some really, really powerful things about your level of digital marketing and helping clients really feel knowledgeable and helping them through the process.
Mm-hmm.
For the agents that are watching that are interested in EXP, what would be sort of a final, send off for them to feel comfortable contacting you to get more information?
I think you have to just sit down casually and have a conversation. What are you looking for in your business model? What do you want in your career now, 6 months from now, 5 years from now, in the future? I mean, what do you really want to do with your business? And if you want to make your life easier, EXP is the way to go, because most real estate companies, we all kind of do the same thing. We all have, the splits are a little bit off here or there, but no one offers stock. And as far as the revenue share, you don't have to do it. But if you do, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Because, and when I say recruit, I don't like to use the word recruit. It's really a career change. And being part of this team, we all work together and we all have great ideas and we all go and implement. So why would you not want to be with a team who implements?
Yeah.
Because it's nice to sit down and just talk about things, but you got to go and do it. Like Nike, just do it. And that's what I love about this team, is that you come on board, you're going to have support. I mean, if you need to go somewhere, we have a place you can go. If you need somebody to help you with transactions, there are people who will help you with contracts to me, that's the easy part. That is so easy. Get the leads. How do you get those leads and how do you convert? So we all have great minds and we can all help and make you successful so that your business grows. And at the end of the day, that's what you want.
Absolutely. What about the agents that are out of state? That are taking a look at this model and they want us to help support them? Well,
we can support them. Yes, they are. I'm actually working with somebody now that hopefully, who I love dearly, will decide to join. They can be, you could sponsor someone, but they can be on someone else's team so that they get the support that they need within their state. So we do have those options and it's very doable. So that shouldn't stop anybody from joining from another state, because I've obviously sold in Florida, so I do know some people in Florida.
Yeah, I think it's important to know too that your sponsor is really the person that introduced you to the company, has provided you information about this model and who's going to be basically a built-in mentor for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry for my glitch. I don't know if it's echoing on your end, but it's pretty bad on my end. We'll have to do this again.
Okay, we will, but it was good. Thank you for inviting me, Holly.
Absolutely. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.